Hello students, so this is a quick tutorial on throwing. First, you want to make sure you have all the proper tools. Off camera, I've got 5 tools: a wooden knife, a sponge, a wooden rib, a needle tool, and a cutoff wire. Also, I have about 4 or 5 balls of clay prepped and ready to go, just in case you make a mistake. You don't have to go back and get more balls of clay. Next thing, you're going to need a bat. All right, this is removable so that whatever you throw, if it's larger, you can take it off without having to touch it. Smaller stuff, I do want you to slide off the bat, just because there's a lot of extra storage space here that's just wasted. Also, too, the bat has pins in it, and with it spinning without the bat, you're going to hit the pins and it's going to hurt. So, bat on there. Next, you're going to want to make sure that the bat is slightly damp, no standing water. Next, you take your ball of clay, pop it in the center, give it a few really good hits to make sure that it stays, and then spinning as fast as it can go. Water on the clay, water on your hands. Push your hands on there. You're pushing forward and slightly down to stick it, and it should come up into this cone. A helpful hint is keep the heels of your hands together and lean into it. Also, if you push down, it'll stick to the wheel. When you push down, it can't go out, it can't go down, it can only go up into this cone. You're not squeezing and lifting, right? If you are, that's what happens. The top comes off. And you can't put this back on. You can't stop the wheel and put it back on. You're just working with less clay now. So as fast as it can go, water on the wheel, water on your hands, push forward, slightly down, it comes up into this cone. Now, you want this cone to go flat without spreading out too much into like a hockey puck shape. So, a couple ways to do that. 2 thumbs across the top, press down into the heels of your hands, and slowly let go. Couple things. Make sure your arms are braced. They have to be braced on something. Also, when you let go, it's a slow let go, right? If I let go really fast, it's going to be off center. But if I get it centered, slowly let go, I'm good. All right, another way to do this is if you squeeze it up into a cone, you can take your hand across the top like a karate chop and just press down into the palm of this hand. And so always add water so you can have a little bit of your hands can slide on there, and then slowly let go. Now, I've got the disc, the hockey puck, I want to open it. There's a couple different ways of doing this. Thumbs in the center. One hand should always be touching the other. The knuckles of my thumbs are touching. Press down and pry apart. You could also keep this hand locked lightly against the side. This hand forms a drill press, thumb back here for support. Press down and pry into the palm of your hand here. If you're wondering about how thick the bottom is, you can stop your wheel, take your needle tool, press it in there till it hits the wheel, run your finger down till it touches the clay, and pull it out. That's a good amount of clay that you want in the bottom. Remember, too thin or too thick is a problem. So, once you've got the bottom established, nice and flat, the walls straight, you're ready to start lifting. Now, all of this happened at fast speed. When I'm lifting, I'm going to slow it down a little bit. All right? And so probably about half speed, 3/4 speed is good. A little bit of water on the clay. I'm going to cross my thumbs for support, tilt my wrists down and point my fingers down. I'm going to grab a little bit of clay, all right? Now, my fingers are uneven at first because there's more clay on the inside than on the outside. The outside hand's going to come up, meet the inside, and then in tandem together up the side of the pot. Squeeze a little bit of clay, keep the clay ahead of your fingers, slowly, evenly, gently off the top. Arms are braced. Reinforce the top. Now, I'm also releasing pressure as I go up the side of the pot, right? So if I start at a 10 and assigning numbers to the pressure, right here I'm about a 3, 2, 1, slowly off the top, right? We'll do that again. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, slowly off the top. If I do not release pressure and I have the same amount of pressure all the way up, it's going to rip off. See, just like that. And again, this can't go back on. It's discarded clay. So now I'm just going to make the top level, and I'm working with less clay, all right? So, I mean, you can practice, keep practicing, but the best thing to do really is just get rid of this. Remember, that's why you have several balls of clay waiting and ready to go. Clean your wheel, let the centrifugal nature of the wheel work for you. Take your ball of clay, pop it on there, a couple hits down, you're ready to go to start where you left off, all right? So squeeze up into the cone, chop or press down into the hockey puck, double thumb or finger in the center, leave a little bit in the bottom, pry into the palm of your hand, slowly let go. All right, now you slow the wheel down slightly, grab a little bit of clay at the bottom, lift up, release pressure as you go. All right, reinforce the top. You want to do this several times till you get a nice cylinder that's taller than it is wide. And once you have good even walls, flat level top, you're ready to go ahead and shape it. It's a really good idea too to get water out of the bottom periodically, time to time. You don't want standing water in the bottom. Certainly when you're finished, you don't want that. It will cause the bottom to crack. Also, a really good idea for students who are practicing, and for my Ceramics 1 class, the assignment is actually to do this, is to cut this in half. So take your wire tool, slide it underneath halfway, lift it up, and there you go. All right. And so what I'm looking for here, and I've got two cameras going, one for the cell phone, one for the laptop, is that you want a flat bottom, not too thick, all right? That may actually be a little on the thick side, but I can trim away some of that. You want the walls straight and even all the way up. You want a round and level top. It's also a good idea to try and get a nice little right angle here in the bottom, and you're good to go. All right, thank you very much.